Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be refreshing a set of Raceland suspension for the Mark IV Jetta for Benson, and I'm just going to show you the process of what I do, because last time I did it I had a few questions and hopefully this answers some of them. I am not rebuilding them, I'm just basically taking away all the surface rust and making sure they kind of last a little longer. I'm sure there's places that you can go to take your suspension to get them completely rebuilt, but this suspension in Canadian dollars was less than $700 new. It's not an expensive suspension. It might not even be worth it to rebuild. So I have a little bit of free time. I have a drill with a wire brush on it and some rust paint. So I'm just going to take care of it now. Makes sense. Preventative maintenance. So I've started out by getting a couple spare rims lined up. Just something sturdy to work on. Piece of cardboard to make sure I don't wreck anything underneath it, like the tires and rims, because I use them to roll cars around in the driveway, so I do use those. Next step, I'm going to get the suspension up here and get all my tools ready. Show you what I got. Okay, so this is the suspension. As you can see, it's quite covered in surface rust, and I also have some of the tools I'll be using to clean them up. You can see I got some wire brushes, a drill with a wire brush on it, and for those really hard areas, the wire brush on the angle grinder. Now you might be saying, are you going to take it apart first? No. There's a reason for that. The rust that's all in these grooves, I don't want to get them caught up into these rings. So I'm going to do my best to clean out all that rust with one of these first before I pull down that spring to release the tension in the spring to get the top off. And then I'll tell you at that point if these are any good. So yeah, I'm going to do work on a shock that might be blown. That's okay, because like I said, I have nothing going on. Just going to get this done. So let's begin. Okay, going to start with one piece at a time. Don't want to jump in head first into a pile of rocks. So this is one I've already started. You could probably see that I went and cleaned up the Raceland thing, and you can see most of this is just surface rust. Even the paint underneath, it's literally alright. So I'm stripping it down, and I'm going to probably repaint these before I put them on. There's not too much rust up under here. It seems this kept most of the moisture away, which it's supposed to do. So I'm pretty much going to leave this together and just clean up the bottom for now. You could probably already tell how good it's doing. Like I said, it's just surface, so we'll be alright. Decided to break out the big guns. I don't like taking my time. I like to get As you can see, it's making short work of this. So I'll turn off the camera and I'll get back to you. Here we go, and as you can see, no more rust. Primer and paint, that one will be good to go. Might just clean up the top boot here. I mean, it's only going to take a second. This part's not seen. This part is. Might give it a quick clean up. Okay, here we go. Got it all cleaned up. I only did the front side. Didn't do the back side, but at least it gives you a before and after. So, should look good under the car once it's painted. Just going probably black again. There's a little before and after. Okay, now I'm going to repeat the process on the front, but I'm going to start with the threads and try to get them down first, so that way I can move the springs down and get the top off to make sure the strut itself is not actually blown before I actually continue. So I'm going to want to do the threads first. Alright, I don't know if you can see it very well, but I got the threads pretty clean in there. I mean, it's not perfect, but I'm definitely not going to get chunks of metal stuck in the rings now. So I'm going to start lowering this first ring, and when I get that low enough, I'm going to get the grinder back in there with the wheel, and I'm going to clean in between these rings in case any dirt got in between those as well. So, this is the front strut. As you can see, I left the collar on. It was really stuck and I didn't want to wreck it. So what I did is I cleaned the top hat. You can see the threads, they're clean. And I got my impact gun and I zipped it off. You gotta be careful. I had it set between these two jack stands so it didn't roll. I put my foot on it, zipped it off, and that did send this out. Like, you have to know, like, it's gonna shoot because of the tension on the spring. But now that I've done that, my strut is out. I'm gonna finish cleaning it up. As you can see, it's really dirty, and then we will test to see if it's still in good shape. It looks like it's in good shape, lots of pressure on there, so we'll find out. Okay guys, here's a little trick to help you keep it from rocking around a bit while you're cleaning it up. I'm back to tell you that I'm basically done. Now I'm sorry about that, but as you can see I got the yellow beetle in here. I had some things I had to take care of, so I just kind of had to get it done. But I'm going to take you through what I did here to finish up. Alright, so as you can see, I didn't touch the springs at all, and I didn't rebuild the struts in any way. I just simply cleaned them up. This one's upside down. Like I said, I only did the back side, see? But as you can see, they look great. Use this. It's a rust protection. It's like paint and primer in one. So, used a lot less of it than I thought I would too. But these are ready for reinstallation. So what I've done, in case you guys don't realize where I went with this isn't rebuilding a suspension. This is refreshing your current suspension if it's in okay shape to do so. This one is, and how you test that is when you grab the strut. Okay, I'm going to put the camera right here for a sec. I'm going to take off all this stuff, including this boot. You'll push down all the way. Maximum travel. Push this down as hard as you can all the way to the bottom until you hear hit the bottom. You'll know. Then simply let it go, and if it comes back up, or if you pull back up on it and there's resistance, you're good. It's still okay. If it wobbles around and makes noises and stuff like that, and you can push it up and down and back and forth, it's shot. That one would need replacement, but I've checked all the bushings. Like, if you look, they're in really good shape. So, oh, one thing you need to know, these are like brand new. These maybe have 10,000 kilometers on them. Maybe. That's if they're lucky. So that's this done. Now to just put them in the car, and Terry will be good to go. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Have a good one.